Alita Battle Angel is directed by Robert Rodriguez and is produced by James Cameron and John Landau. It stars Rose Salazar, Christoph Waltz, Jennifer Connelly, and Mahershala Ali. Right off the bat, I will say that I have never read the Alita manga, but after watching this film, I kind of want to. The world that this film shows to you is really interesting, and I found myself really invested in knowing more about the lore and backstory of this world. There's something called the Fall, which is this big war between Earth and Mars, I guess, and I wanted to know more about that. We see little glimpses of it, but there's nothing super in-depth that's really done with it. In the film, there's a game called Motorball, and that looked really interesting, and I would have liked to have seen more of that. Of course, anyone who's seen this film is raving about the visuals, and rightly so. The visuals in this film are really cool and unique. They really did an incredible job creating this futuristic cyberpunk world. Unfortunately, the script is nowhere near as impressive as the visuals, and that's the film's ultimate weakness. A lot of the dialogue is either expository, poorly written, or mediocre at best. There's nothing standout about this script, and it feels like they shoved 7 or 8 different stories or chapters into this film, and based on what I've read, that seems to be the case. They also sequel bait this thing pretty hard, and unfortunately, I don't think this film's going to make the money that it needs to earn a sequel, which is kind of a shame because I want to know more about these characters. I want to know more about this world. They did a really good job setting up all of this stuff, and they don't really do anything with it outside of, here's a neat visual, here's a cool fight scene. Alita is fine. I have no problem with the character herself. Rose Salazar is very charming in this film, and I thought that the anime eyes would bother me more, but they really honestly didn't. Yes, they're weird, and she's the only one that has that, and it's kind of odd, but it wasn't distracting as I thought it would be. I saw this film in 3D, and I feel like the film really benefited from that format. There are quite a number of action scenes, and a lot of them are well choreographed and well shot. But like I said, the biggest problem with this film is its script. The actor who plays Hugo, the love interest for Alita, is particularly bad, and there's no chemistry between him and Alita, which is a shame because if you want to make that love story work, which they really seem to want that to work, you need to have 2 convincing leads that play off each other well and have amazing chemistry. They do not have great chemistry, and I didn't buy it for a second. All in all, this film isn't awful. It's not very good. It's not even going to make it into my Blu-ray collection, but I had a fun time at the movie. There was no point in this film where I was bored. There was nothing where I was just checking the time to see when this thing got out. I was thoroughly entertained, and a lot of that has to do with, like I said, the amazing visuals, the well-choreographed action sequences, and Rose Salazar's performance. If you're a fan of Alita, you might get a little bit more out of this than I did, but for me, it's probably best as either a rental or matinee. Hey guys, have you seen Alita Battle Angel? If you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about it. I just want to give you guys a heads up right now, there's not going to be a review for Happy Death Day to You. My theater did not get it, and there's a little bit of a story behind it, so bear with me as I just kind of relay this information to you as to why I'm not going to be reviewing it. So I work in projection, and part of my job is doing the posters, which is a pretty sweet gig. And a couple months ago, a representative from Universal came by and asked if we could take down our posters for Happy Death Day 2. Now, I only had one up, but I'm like, sure, yeah, no problem. And they said, okay, well, we're changing the date of the release for this movie. And it was originally supposed to come out February 14th, and they changed it to February 13th. And the reason for this is that a relative of one of the victims of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting had requested it be changed because February 14th would have been the 1-year anniversary of that shooting having happened. And so Universal complied and they said, okay, well, we'll change the date to the 13th, no problem. You know, we don't want you to feel uncomfortable or have any bad memories come up because of something on our part. And I feel like that was a good business move. And so we get closer and closer to the February 14th weekend, and I realized that Happy Death Day 2 is not on the list. And I think it might have just been an oversight, so I asked the manager
And they said, oh yeah, we're just not getting it since we live in an area so close to that high school, so we're just not going to show it in general. And I'm like, okay, that's no big deal. So yeah, that's the long explanation for a very simple thing that I could have just said in 2 seconds. I'm not sure about any other theaters in my area, but my theater is not getting it. So like I said, don't expect that review to come. If you happen to like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can go ahead and follow me over on Facebook, and I will see you next time.